You don't need a farm to live cottagecore. There are so many cottagecore elements we can adopt into our lives no matter where we live. Good morning, this is Liz. I'm a cottagecore style digital nomad, and today I would love to chat with you about how you can live a cottagecore lifestyle if you don't live on a farm. As a nomad, I travel a lot, and even though I love to stay at farms and cottages, I don't own one. Maybe someday, but with all the traveling, planting and harvesting is not really an option for me at the moment. And maybe you are in a similar situation. Maybe you still live with your parents, or you have to live in the city due to work or school, but you would like to adopt a cottagecore lifestyle. Today, I will be showing you a weekend day in my life and how I incorporate many cottagecore elements. Are you ready? I start out my day with some delicious warm porridge, spiced with fruit and cinnamon, and a cup of organic coffee. I'm using oat milk in glass bottles as they produce way less waste than other forms of packaging. I love to use my wooden bowl, cup, and spoons. I bought them at a local market directly from the wood turner and actually got them for attending historic events. But I love them so much I use them in my everyday life as well. To me, cottagecore has a lot to do with a sustainable lifestyle, so I'm very intentional with the products I buy. For instance, I generally try to avoid plastic packaging and get as many of my food supplies unpackaged or packaged in glass. As I can't harvest my own veggies and it's winter anyway, let's head to the local farmers market to get our groceries. I will very rarely enter a supermarket and try to buy as much as I can from local farmers. It depends a bit on where you live in the world, whether this is more expensive or actually even cheaper than shopping at a supermarket. The benefit of shopping at the local market is, of course, that the fresh produce doesn't have to travel thousands of kilometers to come to you, thereby drastically reducing emissions. The local market is always going to offer what's currently in season, meaning not everything will be available all year round. But that is fine with me and I adapt my recipes accordingly. Also, I love chatting with the sellers at the market. It's all just so much more personal and relaxed than shopping at a supermarket. A huge thank you goes out to the super lovely sellers who allowed me to film at their veggie stall and even allowed me behind their counter. Besides veggies, there are so many other local products available at the market, ranging from cheese to pasta to freshly baked bread or even wine. Also, I would like to show you this super cool egg vending machine I found in the area. It belongs to a local farm and you can get free-range eggs and other egg products there. You can actually see the chickens roaming around freely on the farm, so you know exactly where your products come from. I'm a huge fan of uniting technology and farm life. Also, I met the owner Lisa while filming there, who was super lovely, so thank you so much for allowing me to film. Alright, we have restocked our food supplies, so we can cook some delicious dinner later. If you would like to live cottagecore, a great calm activity I can recommend is making your own clothes. This could include knitting or sewing, or like in my case here, altering clothing items to make them fit better or look cuter. Cottagecore is also about paying attention to the little things, about taking the time to take in and appreciate the world around us. As I work remotely, I spend a lot of time in front of a screen. And maybe you do too. I make sure to balance my screen time by going outside each and every day, no matter the weather. Today it is actually minus 15 degrees Celsius or 5 degrees Fahrenheit. There are so many benefits to going outside and spending some time in nature, both mental and physical. Nature has a calming effect. She helps us sort our thoughts and find some quiet. And for me, my daily walk even effectively prevents back pain from sitting at my desk for too long. If you don't have a forest or beautiful riverside nearby, try going to a park or even a cemetery for a little walk. You don't have to live in the countryside to benefit from getting some fresh air and spending some time among trees and birds. A walk is also a great opportunity to forage and look for mushrooms, herbs, or natural decorations for our home. Today, I'm picking up some branches for decorating the farmhouse. I drink huge amounts of tea, so plants and herbs to make tea from are always high on my foraging list. In my area, there is an app that shows places where you can pick fruit or herbs for free. It's definitely worth checking if there is something similar for your area as well. I will always pick natural decorations over industrially manufactured items. Not only are they so much more sustainable, they are also entirely for free. It's time to start cooking. I love making veggie soups and stews as they are super easy to make, warm you from the inside on a cold winter day, and can be easily adapted depending on which veggies are in season. In the kitchen, there are lots of opportunities to adopt a sustainable cottagecore lifestyle. Ever since I learned that millions of birds die every year during the mechanical harvest of olives at night, I make sure to buy olive oil from hand-picked olives that is way less harmful to the wildlife in olive groves. I use almost exclusively wooden utensils for cooking, as well as linen towels and linen napkins instead of paper that would get thrown away. My chopping boards, salt and pepper grinder, and even my knife were all bought from local artisans. I am by no means suggesting that this is how you have to be living in order to adopt a cottagecore lifestyle. I suggest adopting what works for you and what fits into your current lifestyle. Small changes are better than none, and we don't need to have the perfectly sustainable cottagecore life in order to make an impact and find purpose in this lifestyle. While our stew is cooking, let's fill up our tea jar with some freshly dried peppermint tea. I found this peppermint in a communal garden and harvested some of it last autumn. You can dry peppermint by hanging it in a warm, dark place outside or by putting it in your oven on low heat. Make sure it's still green after drying so it retains its flavor. There are so many plants and herbs we can use for tea, such as nettles, raspberry leaves, lemon balm, and many more. I'm a fan of meal prepping and will always cook a bit more food so I can put some of it into glass containers to eat later. Not only will this save me time, it also saves energy and water as I only use the stove once and only have to wash my pots and cooking utensils once instead of cooking a fresh meal twice a day. As I mentioned before, I spend a lot of time in front of a screen, so I love to focus on some non-screen activities to wind down in the evening. This can include journaling, drawing, or maybe planning the next stops on my nomad journey. Some love to intentionally enjoy the silence while doing this. I personally love listening to podcasts and audiobooks. Spending some time away from a screen before going to sleep can help us fall asleep faster, and it helps my mind to close this day's chapter, to store what I have learned, and to prepare for the new day ahead. I prefer my bedroom to be visually calm, and of course I love my linen bedding and my handmade wool blanket. Natural materials in the bedroom just exude so much calm and stillness. Not everyone likes the feel of natural linen on their skin, but I will never use anything else again. You can adopt all of these habits and activities no matter where you live. Let me know, have you adopted any of these into your life? Which tips do you have for living the cottagecore lifestyle without a farm?